here we go. I'd just like to say thanks to Jan for inviting me along.
Yeah.
This one's called If Aristotle Had Been an Axolotl. What if Aristotle had been an axolotl? Would his synthesis of disciplines have gone ahead full throttle? Were he a smiling walking fish with protruding frontal wattle, known less for the stance of his platonic rebuttal than his courtly mating dance and charming little scuttle? Would he have gathered fellow thinkers, fired up by a shuffle, across the floors of the Lyceum as they flexed their mental muscle? Would the anima orgamon, the Nicomache and ethics have never come about to guide peripatetics in formation of their logic and ancient analytics, so beloved by the canon of philosophizing critics? What if when we utilise the term Aristotelian, we meant neotenic creatures who can lose and grow a tail again? Caught between the land and a lifestyle more aquatic, would the impact of his musings have been nearly so dramatic? What if Anaximander had been a fire salamander? Would he still have had a gander at the stars and think, oh man, the current classification deserves more cogitation? Here's some further explanation of the planetary formations. Or would naming constellations display amphibious limitations, given that their conversation rarely helps elucidation? Would ectothermic inclinations match mammalian fixations, or perhaps talk at cross stations would impede such revelations? Knowing he suggested men started out as fish, would the intellect invested have dismissed this impish twist? Or perhaps reverse the story, first came man and then John Dory? Would he have claimed he saw the missing causal link that as humans we began before returning to the drink? Would his vibrant coloration have distracted concentration, or his ideas seem so pithy with the threat of toxicity? Now imagine Xenophon had been a chameleon. Where the scansion's slightly wrong, we can still string this along. Could chameleonic condition have engendered every addition to this talented tactician, known for his martial wisdom, for its subterfuge most suited to bring its mission to fruition, to camouflage and erase traces, not put soldiers through their paces, and commit tactics to pages to be looked at through the ages? Would the germ of anabasis have remained in larval stasis and not received its status in Quintilian's praises? Would this honey-tongued polymath have still embarked upon the path that described the might of Sparta's wrath, make Alva great just for a laugh, seize Babylon within his grasp? Would he be merely content to clasp passing bugs and not to ask, why don't I finish the great task embarked on by Thucydides in writing battle histories? What if Euclid of Megara had been a Tuatara? Would his didactic inventions never get another mention? Would the blending between notions Eleatic and Socratic and the declaration all is good been nearly as emphatic? Though some scholars were confused and thought he wrote on mathematics. No rhyming reptile fits his namesake, so he's not in these schematics. But had our chosen Euclid been the last Rincher still going, would Megarian instruction still have got proper showing? As Tuataras are of Polynesian extraction, in the Western corpus his musings may not have found much traction. Would his pitch that in a pinch heuristic fixes were a cinch just have been nicked without a hint for future Stoics to half-inch? And the unfortunate position of his scholastic omission only served to worsen the condition for logicians. If these pontificators were all reptile or amphibian, would their cogency of thought have been merely quotidian, but like their theories shone altogether more obsidian, and diminished their impact across globalized meridians? Maybe reptilian thought would be worth considering, but their output up to now has regrettably been piddling. If the outlook for such works is probably poor to middling, it might just be they lack the necessary means to begin scribbling. There may just be a genius who's yet to get exposure, lurking in the corner of the reptile house enclosure.